And Aunt Pat was my second mother, and I was the only girl in my family for many, many years with 5 brothers. And Sister Janie was the only girl in her family with all of her brothers. So I spent many, many, many days, nights, weekends, weeks at Sister Janie's house with Aunt Pat. And what I want to say about Aunt Pat, all the years I've known her, and I remember not knowing her, Aunt Pat was always the same. Always sweet, never saw a bad attitude out of her. And when you are a pastor's wife, you have no privacy. People were in and out of the Kenerly's house constantly, 24/7. She come to church, people talking to her husband, all during, she's here and there. I mean, just not a lot of private time, but Aunt Pat was such a saint. She was the perfect model of a pastor's wife, of a mother, and I just appreciate all that she meant to me and all that she meant to my family, and the love that I had for her, I passed on to my children. When I moved here from Columbus, I moved for my support system. And Aunt Pat became my support system. And on my cards at the school, Aunt Pat was my emergency contact person. And when things would come up, they would call Aunt Pat, and Aunt Pat would be there. And one situation came up, I remember, a misunderstanding, and Aunt Pat went up to the school, and one of my children stayed with her. And she was just so loving. I just thought, you're going to miss her. When you see somebody all your life, you don't realize that one day you're not going to see them, but that's life. But I just appreciate all that she meant to me. I appreciate her steadiness, her example as a saint, all that she taught us, all that she taught my children. My one wild child, I'm telling you, she settled her down. She worked with my one wild child. And I appreciate her. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. And she admits it. She was able to go see Aunt Pat, and the love that she had for Aunt Pat, she passed on to her child. When we were bringing little Jace to church, she had to go see Aunt Pat and give her a kiss. And I was teaching her to call her Aunt Pat. Katie, which babysat for him sometime, took her over to Aunt Pat's house. And I drove to Aunt Pat's house. She said, "Is Grandma in there?" I'm like, "Oh, okay." So we driving from Aunt Pat to his grandmother. So Aunt Pat has been dear to our family and dear to many people because Aunt Pat took us all in. I mean, she didn't know any strangers. She didn't mistreat anybody. She opened up her doors to everybody. So I just appreciate the family for sharing your mom, Sister Janie, Brother Mike, Bernie, and Wayne, for sharing your mother, for sharing your parents. I mean, it's difficult being in a home where you're one of many. So thank you for allowing me to love your mom, allowing your mom to love me, and just appreciate all that she meant to all of us.
Yes.
Truly an honor to know Sister Kenerly. And my wife said some of it, that all I can ever remember about Sister Kenerly, that's from being just a little boy, all the way up to adulthood, never did the same Sister Kenerly. And she didn't change. I can remember spending the night over Kenerly's house at a young age, and watching her as a mother, watching her as a wife. You've seen nothing else Kenerly but the same. I can remember watching her sometime after when Brother Kenerly would get done, as most pastors' wives know that most of the time that means, or pastor, if you're your pastor's wife, or if your husband and your wife's pastor, that means at the church you're going to be waiting for a while. If you didn't see anything else, Kenerly, that was not unkind, she would just sit there and wait patiently for Brother Kenerly. So I watched her as a pastor's wife, as a mother, and as a saint. Same Sister Kenerly that I knew from the time from a small boy on Washington Street all the way to even in her sickness. Some people change. When you're not feeling good, some people that becomes real cranky, and but she's still sweet even in her sickness. I watched her when I see Brother Kenerly when he was down, and she was, you're someone's caretaker. Sometimes that's trying. She was the same sweet Sister Kenerly, and there's no doubt. They say some people's funerals are easy to preach. Hers would be real easy to preach because she's a true saint. To Vernon, to Wayne, to Mike, to Janie. Grew up with all of them. We go all the way back from Washington Street to Grand Avenue to the Kenerlys. I think about Washington Street, we were a small congregation at that time. So it was, that time it was families. Of course, see Mike there, Mike and Darnell, it was Kenerly's, and that time was small, it was the Robinsons and Wilkersons, and it was a small congregation at that time. So it just feel like, you know, this is this family. So I know you all going to miss your mother, been through that, and that's, you know, it's time, it heals in time. So just want you to know you're in our prayers, and we love Sister Kenerly, we love the Kenerlys. God bless you.